In this video, I want to talk about a company called Planet 13. Take your ticker symbol PLNHF. That's the stock we're talking about today. And I'm going to do a basic analyze of this company. And I'm not going to tell you if you can buy this stock or you have to, sell the stock. I don't know anything about those. I just want to help you to just recognize some of the financial and fundamentals about this company. The company basically sells, in street term language, we can say drugs or cannabis or, um, you know, uh, I would say like organic medicine, some people say. They sell any type of I think they sell some type of cookies and chocolates and, basically food products that has or contains some type of, um, you know, um, marijuana. And I never been to this company. The company is a single location located in Las Vegas. Um, and they have many visitors. That's what I heard, and that's what I saw online. I read many reviews about this company. Many people like this place. They're planning to open a new location in California, and this company is a company that has many chance to grow and many opportunity for investor to invest their money, but it's all depends to this. I would say this company is really uh, connected to politics, because if the United States and different states pass you know legalization on marijuana, is going to affect this company a lot. So it has, a lot of potential in the future. But that's, is going to be speculation about this company. So I'm not going to speculate about this company. I'm going to go into the fundamentals and what the company does at this time. So the company is pretty much a new company. It's not been around for like 20, 30 years like many other companies. Not in this field. I'm talking about like different type of industries, like food industries and many other industries. So I'm gonna go to fundamentals and see if we can just value this company based on my valuation, and the intrinsic value of this company. Basically, how did I learn? I'm gonna tell you how did I learn to value a company. I read a book called The Intelligent Investor 4 times, and as you can tell by my accent, my first language is not English, it's something else, called Persian. So my language is not something similar. I would say like Hispanic people are using the same alphabet, and it's so easier for them to understand it. But first, when I read the book called Intelligent Investor, uh, it was very hard at the first time I read it, because I did not understand much of the book. But at the second time, I took more advantage of the words I learned, and I understand really better at the second time and the third time. And then the fourth time, I understand completely whatever the book said. And the Security Analysis by Ben Graham, the second book I read, he goes basically into deep, fundamentals and many things that involve into intrinsic value of the stock. I learned so much from that book, and I listened to many. I would say I listened to Warren Buffett, Peter Lynch, John Bogle, and many David Rubenstein. Well, he's not. I would say he's not a great investor like many others, like Warren Buffett, but he's kind of, we can give credit to him because he built a great company too. So I learned many things from these people, and I read many books. My major in college is accounting, And I love to read financial reports and financial statements. So the fundamentals in the stock market is, key to success for investing, and accounting is language of business. I think everyone should understand accounting, at least the basics. So I guess I talked a lot, about different things than this is stock. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. The first page, the outlook of the company. So currently, in this year, in 2020, I mean not this year, last year, previous year, in 2020, they reported um, um, an earning per share of -5 cents per share. So the company is losing this time 5 cents per share as of 2020, I would say. And the net profit for 2020 for a whole year was negative $7.9 million, close to a $8 million loss for this company in 2020. A year before that was about, I think, $10 million. So they improved that a little bit, although the sales went up, a lot, but they did not fix that net profit as of this time. But I have to tell you that the company claimed that the 2021 first quarter sales went up to $29.2 million, I guess, and only alone in March sales went up to uh, I guess $9.5 million, which is a high amount for just 1 month of business for a single location company. So from now, this number you see, the PE ratio is at negative 130 x. So which is what we're not gonna, when it's negative, we're not even gonna calculate because it doesn't work anything. I just put it there. I just put the number there. So this is not really important at this time because the company is losing money at this time. So this is for 2020. So let's say in 2022 they do a lot better, which is not possible, I would say, as of this time, because if the company's net profit goes to $10 million, they have to do a lot more in sales, and reduce the cost of doing business. It's not something possible, but I'm just guessing this and speculating. Basically, we are gambling on these things and predict things. So these are my hypotheses and prediction about this company for next I would say like 6 years. So if the company does $10 million in net profit, and so each share of a stock, I mean each stock you hold or anybody hold gets 5 cents profit per share. Earning per share is going to be 5 cents, and the stock valuation at the price of 663 is going to be 130x. So the P ratio would stand at 130x, which is crazy for a company that it's I think it's something like you can compare it with Amazon. I mean, not the comparison of the company, the comparison of the PE ratio. Like some stocks like Tesla and Amazon, those growth companies have a PE ratio over like 50, 60s. So we're not going to talk about this company, I mean those company again. We're going to focus on this company. So in 2022, if the company does $10 million in net profit, the earning per share could be 5 cents you know uh, per share, and the stock valuation will be really crazy, and it will be overvalued at 138 in 2024. They do a lot more in sales and reduce the cost of goods and cost of doing business to 50 a lot less, and the net profit goes to $50 million, and the earning per share in that net profit will be 25 cents per share. And then so you're basically paying 26.5x PE ratio for the stock, which is not bad for this company. And I will tell you why in the future. um, let's say in 2026, which is not far away from where we are now, it's like 5 years, less than 5 years away. Um, they do $100 million in net profit, and the earning per share will be somewhere between 51 to 52 cents per share, and that you know position, I would say, where the companies are standing, the P ratio at this price, if the price stays the same, will be somewhere between 13 to 14x, which is not bad again. But all these numbers depends where the share price go. If the share price stay about the same, between $6 to $7 range, and the net profit goes to 10 million, 50 million, and $100 million. Um, so those valuation will be at the top line right here, the P ratio. Most of great investors recommend that the PE ratio depends to the industry and the growth rate and the potential and the intrinsic value and many other things stays, at anywhere between 10 to 15 or somewhere around 20. It depends to the company. But at this time, I'm just sharing this information so you can go ahead and calculate some basic rule about P ratio and earning per share. So you get the idea about this company at this time. Let's go to the next slide. So these are predictions. And this is slide I'm going to talk about. So these are a big if. If the company does this, if the company do that, these are just predictions. So if a company does 60, I mean not 60, 600 million and between 600 million to 1.2 billion dollars in sales, and I'm not saying they will do it in like 1 year or 2 years. We're just looking in 5 years, time. We're the frame time of the frame, and the net profit margin could be somewhere between 80 to $100 million, $120 million, and these are based on the research I did, and on some other companies, and based on this company profit margin. So these are just predictions. Just want to give you some information about this slide. It's possible, but it's not easy. The company has just one single location. They're opening the second location. I guess it's going to be with even the second location is going to be hard to do 1.2 million or even 1.2. I mean, or even $1 billion or even 800, $900 million. So it's not something that is not possible, but it's not easy. They need more location and more law to pass in the United States. If they pass, let's say in Texas, they pass a law and legalize the marijuana, sales of marijuana, they can open many, many locations in Texas and, different states. I would say like many different locations in New York and, different states, and they can do more business. So some of the predictions we are doing now, it's really up to the politic and the company performance and outlook to open more location. So basically, it's we can say uh, the predictions can be possible because they're legalizing many states over time. I would say in next 4 or 5 years, there's a possibility to open more location in Texas and many other states. So, but you can do more research if you're listening to many, news about politics. You should know more than me because I don't follow those uh, law and debates over legalization. So I don't know anything about that. You have to do your own research. Okay, the current value based on the earning, intrinsic value, assets, and many other factors these are my predictions and my valuations, so don't expect these to be 100% accurate. And I did not get all these information online. I just did it by myself, and these are just my predictions and just the valuations I'm sharing with you guys. So at this time, with the numbers I see from the balance sheet, income statements, cash flow, the fundamentals basically, the real valuation, or we can say the value of this company in reality, is somewhere between 80 cents to a dollar. So if you pay more than that, if you pay more than 80 cents or more than $1 for this company, you basically have to understand that you are, I would say, speculating, or I don't want to use the term gambling because it's not kind of gambling, because this stock has a lot of potential, and I don't want to use a term gambling for this stock. So because of the potential growth and future opportunity, we can say the stock might worth $2 to $3 at this time, or maybe $3. And we can add one more thing right here. As you can see, volatility can shoot the price up in the future too. Okay, if this stock was listed in New York Stock Exchange in 1950, 60, 70, or 1980, or 1990, this stock was not, you know, was not valuing, like, I would say, like, the stock price would be somewhere around dollar or $1.50. But because of the volatility, especially in the last year when the pandemic happened, I would say the volatility, wrong spelling right there, I know, I have to fix it. So the volatility um, on the stock market, you know, because many people are speculating and they have some money, they want to put it in the stock and cash out, especially short term and short sellers, can shoot the price up. I don't know what's going to happen to the market tomorrow, or in the future, but there's a possibility that this stock can be trading at somewhere like close to $20 in the next 2 months or 3 months because of the volatility, and the volume of the stock trading at this time. So I don't know. I'm not going to predict that. You do your own research. Something happened to GameStop, as the stock went up from $4 to $400 in less than like 2 months or 3 months. So anything can happen to the market. So I don't know if you're trying to just put some money because the stock is so cheap. If you want to put like 2,000 or $3,000 and gamble your money and make like $2,000 out of it, that's up to you. I don't recommend that, and I don't know anything about that. I'm just sharing some information with you guys. Hopefully, you get something out of this video. Okay, like I said, potential, because of the volume, volatility. Again, I'm going to mention this wrong spelling right here. I understand it. Don't make fun of me. Um, because of the volatility in the market at this time, or any news, tomorrow someone might start talking about this stock, and I guarantee you it's going to shoot the price up, and it's going to take the price to the moon, like the um, Dogecoin. That's what happened to Dogecoin. So I don't know anything about those, but the potential for doubling your money or tripling your money, from the current price at this time, because of the volatility, or if this stock goes to the news and some popular guy like Elon Musk or some other people, I assume that Warren Buffett is not going to talk about this stock, but if any people, any popular or famous person talk about this stock, the price could shoot up to 12 to $20. But let me tell you something right here. Ben Graham was um, Ben Graham was a professor who teach Warren Buffett, who was the professor at the university, and uh, was Warren Buffett's professor and boss, I would say, because they invested some money together. And Ben Graham would never invest in this type of company. So Ben Graham would not approach this company, not even looking at it, because he was a value investor, and he would never look at a company that had negative numbers in their balance sheet and uh, profits. So value investors like Ben Graham, Warren Buffett, Peter Lynch, and many more would not approach this stock because of the fundamentals, the negative fundamentals. And it's a drug, store. It's a drug, industry company that I assume that people like Warren Buffett would never approach those company. Those are my opinions. Again, okay. In reality, if the company does, if this is the reality for this company, let's say if the company does $600 million in sell in the future, the net profit could be $80 million. It could be. And the earning per share based on the profit right here, the net profit, could be 41 cents, and the P ratio at a current price would be 16 right here. And the current price is 663. But the company is not doing that. So the company would worth, if they did that much business and that much profit with that P ratio, the company worth probably somewhere between $7 to $10 per share. So those are, again, my predictions and my valuation. It's not necessarily to be 100% correct. Those are my valuation. So you have to do your own research. But the company is not doing that much at this time. If the company, does that much in sales and profit, and a share price stays the same at the current price, 663, or somewhere close to that number, maybe $7 or $8, I would say the company worth $7 to $10 per share if you do those numbers right there. Or if the company does $1 billion in sales, net profit of $120 million, earning per share 61 cents, P ratio of 11, times multiple at a current price of 663, I would say the company worth somewhere close to $15, anywhere between $12 to $15 per share. Again, those numbers are not real numbers at this time because the company is not doing that much sales and profit at this time. They have a negative net profit at this time. So these are just, extreme numbers that I would say if many things happen in this company, they easily could reach to those numbers, but it really depends to the politics because they have the politicians need to pass many laws about legalization of marijuana, and the company needs to build up many locations in different cities and different states, to build those sales and profits. So again, these are just predictions. Next slide. Okay, the company current asset, actually these are reality which is happening right now in the company, and the numbers are concrete numbers, and it's basically a real things that we can see. So the company has close to $150 million in assets. We have to, deduct that, from the liability, which is close to $29 million, 28 some, close to $29 million. So the asset is about $121 million at this time. And it's a common stock, remember, it's a common stock, it's not preferred. Okay, $121 million minus intangible assets. Well, basically, in my opinion, intangible assets are not tangible assets. Tangible asset is something that you can touch, you can feel. It's like, a building, equipment, like, many other things. The machinery equipment they use in the business. The intangible asset is basically, I would say, delusion. The company has close to $7 million in intangible assets, which I would deduct that too uh, from the balance sheet, from the asset side of balance sheet. So the company asset will be close to $114 million. So if we divide that by the shares that is outstanding at this time, is going to be somewhere between 55 to 58 cents, per share. So if something happens to the stock and nothing changed, and I'll have to tell you something about that too. Some of these assets they have, um, it's um, it's going to be inventory. I'm not sure. I have to go to the balance sheet to check how much inventory they had. So the inventory doesn't worth that much if the company goes out of business because it's not food. It's not it's not something that most of company can use those. So I would say the inventory is worthless if the company goes out of business. But so we can assume that if something happens to the company, you will get at least 20, 30 cents to 50 cents, I would say. So the retained earnings. So most of companies, I would say, like big companies and companies with a great history of doing business would put some of their profit into the company and hold it, for the future. Maybe they want to buy back some share, or they want to invest some more in the business so they don't have to issue more share or request more money or get loan from a bank, or get more money from somewhere else. They have to invest some money into the company, so that will go into the balance sheet and you will find it in return retained earnings. But this company has a negative $21 million in retained earnings. Now, also, this company is not putting any money into retained earnings, like not putting any money into the company, but it's losing $21 million at this time every single year. So it's a potential risk. I would say if you trust Warren Buffett or many great investors, they they not in favor of like buying a stock when they have negative retained earnings. So you will not find Warren Buffett buying these type of company with you know they have like this type of balance sheet. Let's go to the next slide. Do your own research. Never buy stocks because right here. Pay attention to this part right here. Because your friends, neighbors, or family members tell you to. People advise you to, or media talk about it. So do not. I know. Let me share something with you guys. I currently hold this stock, and I paid very less amount of money compared to this. At the current price, I paid close to $2 for this company before, and I purchased when the price was at three something, close to $4. If you ask me, these are my opinion. Will I buy more, share of this stock, this company? The answer is no. I will wait to see what this company will do in the next, I would say, 2 years. Because if some of you guys might say, hey, you crazy. If the company does a really great job in sales and fix that negative red signs in the balance sheet and income statements, the price will not stay the same. And let me tell you something. That's a great thing to hear from you, but the thing is, I'm not looking to risk or predict the market. So I will wait. If the company goes, this company sales goes up, many things, if many things changes in balance sheet and income statement, I will purchase more share. If the price goes to $10, I might buy some in the future, because of the fundamentals and the potential. As of this time, as of right now, I don't see any potential for this company as of right now, because I have not heard anything from the news, or from any politician say, hey, we're going to legalize the marijuana in the United States from like June 2021 or 2022. So because of the lack of knowledge I have about that, I will not put more money. It's going to be risky for me. So I know a lot of people like Jeremy, financial education, is talking about this stock and many other stocks. And I believe Jeremy has more power than most of people talking about many stocks, because he has more money and more assets and more power to hire many experts and many insiders, basically, who's working in those fields to do a research. So I know some of the stock he's talking about right now, like TTCF and many other stocks, are really popular in YouTube and many other platforms like Instagrams and Reddit. But I do not recommend you to invest any money if someone's telling you, buy this stock, or invest some money in the other stock, because the stock will go up to the moon. Do your own research, and I promise you, if you do more research, the easier it will get to invest your money. And you have to do it little by little, and try to do it by dollar cost averaging, which is you just put a little bit of money every single month into the stock market, and you buy different stocks. So the risk will be a lot less. So do your own research. And thank you for watching this video.